Now here's something you don't see every day. It's a big tree, an old one, which has survived between the two meadows. Now this place is called Gold Farms, and its history stretches back to when the Indians lived here, and they famously were moved very close up a mountain, right, which is this is their land really, and then it was sold to settlers. And eventually, the farmers sold it to the great estates, and they kept farming the two fields, say, to create a bucolic backdrop for their beautiful mansions. So, this is right near Tanglewood and the three beautiful estates that were joined together. This here tree, here you see, and he's had a disaster. He's kind of dead. But if you go and see what happened behind me is a branch, a gigantic branch has fallen down and from a lightning strike or just old age and created this effect here. But when you see these trees, basically all of the trees in the Berkshires, the big old ones, had been harvested before the turn of the 20th century. So this guy probably survived as he was pretty far back into the woods, and now he's off here and he's a fun excursion. And what I want to do is kind of create a place here, and I know that the people at Gold Farm are thinking about it because they cleared it out a bit, where you can climb up this and just explore this big tree and all of its remnants. So this is the first surprise that you see as you're walking through the meadows. Now coming back out of the describe what we we are here, and then you come back out into the field, and then the very first of the changes take place because you're out here in the wide open with the big sky. And boy, doesn't that sun feel just spectacular on a spring day? And there's not a bug or a gnat or anything to worry about. It's just the sunshine and this big field and view. And that's quite charming. And down at the end of the field, you kind of have a little one, like, wow, what is coming up? And when it hits you, and by the time you've entered into it, I think it's quite a contrast, and it's pretty magical. So here we walk at the end of the field, and the trail makes a change here into the woodland here, and as you look around, now you're out of the sun and it's all the shade, and ahead of me I can see a crystal river running and sparkling in the sun, and you're like, wow, what an environmental change, what a difference